Welcome to Slovenia. Peaceful, prosperous, picturesque. Once part of Yugoslavia, since gaining independence in 1991, a model of success in a troubled Balkan neighborhood. Today, Slovenia's economy is growing. It's a proud member of the EU. Here's the man who deserves much of the credit for Slovenia's success, Dr. Janez Drnovsek, the president, today offering us an intimate glimpse into his private life. His lifestyle and his views are far removed from the conventional image of a statesman.
You're almost like a sort of a Buddhist monk or something. You're rejecting a lot of all the material things around us.
I am rejecting what is not necessary for material life. Because if you take more than you need of material things in this life, then really somehow is not enough room for something more than this. For a little spirituality, for example. Or for peace, inner peace, if you depend on things.
With his rejection of consumer culture, Mr. Drnovsek can sound more like a 60s hippie guru than a 21st century president. And yet, it wasn't always the case. In many ways, he was once a typical head of state, surrounded by advisors, running the nation's affairs from the Baroque splendor of Ljubljana, the Slovenian capital. But then, 8 years ago, he discovered that he was suffering from kidney cancer, obviously a life-changing event.
I think that this is a kind of a shock that also individual can have, for example, to get seriously ill or some other accident could occur. And then people start to think about all their priorities in a different way, to change them. And we change our lifestyle.
And that is precisely what Mr. Drnovsek did. He rejected conventional medicine in favor of alternative therapies. He became a vegan. He says the results have been dramatic.
I must say I feel perfectly well and since I changed the lifestyle and the diet, much better. I cured myself, absolutely.
But does the president's rejection of conventional medicine set a dangerous example?
He turned away from official medicine to some alternative methods. And as a president of the state, when he's advocating these things, he is acting like an ideal, you know. He's an example to other people, and the doctors would say, or ask, they would say, Mr. President, stop doing this, because now also some people think they turn away from official medicine and a disaster might happen.
As part of his lifestyle change, the president downsized. Moving out of Ljubljana, he went to live in the forest with his dog.
I decided that I have to do something, and then I learned about this house that it was for sale, and then I came here.
Right.
And while we might imagine presidents starting the day with a power breakfast, Mr. Drnovsek prefers a quiet stroll, searching for inner peace.
Nature, forest is around, so I go walking uphill there.
Okay.
And then around.
Do you walk every morning?
More or less, yeah, more or less. It's a nice walk. You can make it for 45 minutes of fast walk. It's some circle you just do to start the morning, the day with this.
Yeah.
So I do this quite often,
Right.
more or less every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our president.
For Slovenian journalists, an eccentric president provides rich material. At Mladina magazine, the photo editors showed me their favourite Drnovsek moments. The time he donned a wreath, getting close to nature. And then there was the trip to Bolivia, embracing indigenous culture, dressing as a Native American. If you were being unkind, you might say unstatesmanlike behaviour.
Is the problem that he just does not want to be a traditional figurehead president? He doesn't want to just go around cutting ribbons, opening buildings, and
Not anymore. In the beginning, he done all these things, but then, then he, I don't know. In the first year, he was traditional president, and there was 1 year or half a year he had gone, and now the change came. Now it's different president with spiritual things and so on.
Mr. Drnovsek has embraced New Age philosophy, a philosophy that he argues may save the world from catastrophe.
I try to set an example, but especially I try to raise the consciousness of the people, which is much more important. I think that we need the action of millions and millions of people. The consciousness of millions and millions of people should raise, and then there would be enough pressure on institutions, on politicians everywhere, on business to change the behavior. So this is the only way to proceed, to talk about these issues, to write about this, and to wake up as many people as possible.
And all that jazz, I hear the father is gonna blow.
So is he out of touch? You might think Slovenia's bright young things, caught up in a swing dancing craze, are too busy having fun to relate to their president. But Mr. Drnovsek has attempted to connect with a younger audience, notably with an appearance on a Slovenian comedy show.
Predsednik, dobrodošli. Ja, usedite se. Predsednik, a veste, da gre danes za zgodovinski dogodek? Vi ste prvič v segmentu razvedrilnega programa, in to razvedrilnega programa Televizije Slovenije. Do zdaj ste ponavadi nastopali ali pa ste izključno nastopali v informativnem programu, intervjuji, kakšni politični komentarji. To je pa zdaj dogodek ne samo za mene, za vas, za celo Slovenijo. A se vi zavedate pred prvim vprašanjem, da bo to sprožilo poplavo v raznih vabil? Zdaj vas bodo vabili na vsake pasje procesije, pa na jutranji program, pa na nočni program, pa na popoldanski program, pa na uno televizijo, pa na un radio. Kako boste zbirali selekcijo in zakaj ravno k nam?
Mislim, da ne bo tako hudo.
Bo.
Morda bojo začeli pa vas vabiti v informativne programe zdaj.
And back at the swing dancing club, his Leftfield views seem to go down well with Slovenia's youth.
He's not totally into politics, into interests, but he's like, like president of the people, like his thinking is different than thinking of other politicians.
He had this kind of spiritual rebirth and became this noble man in a way. And I think he's doing a lot of good for Slovenia.
They are throwing criticism at him every day, but he still goes in that direction that he chose, so I think that's good.
He's just making a point that even though he's a president, he has to be human as well, so I think he's doing a good job.
We all know that. He has a dog and he spends Christmas baking bread with his dog. That's the story.
So I make bread here.
You bake in there, yeah.
Yeah, I bake my bread.
But it's slow, this machine, I guess. It's
Yeah, you must make the fire so that it has the necessary temperature, so it takes some time. And
Is your bread good, do you think? Does it taste good?
It's good for me.
What do other people say about it?
Mainly I do it for myself.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. When I want to make bread faster, I do it here.
You do it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's one of the most powerful men in the country, but he cuts a solitary, even austere figure. No TV, no alcohol, and very little company.
Do you have friends around in the evening? Do you have a quick supper for them? Or?
I don't. In the evening, I usually work. I write.
Right.
In the evenings, yes. Mainly, I write in the evenings.
Do you listen to music ever? Do you enjoy music? Or?
I used to do it more before. Now, not really. Silence is the quite good music. Sometimes I do a little, but otherwise I'm quite fine.
Sure.
I'm in perfect balance with myself, and I don't need this kind of outside support, you know, to feel good.
At the very least, though, one might imagine that the head of state would have someone round to do the dishes. After all, most of us would be delighted to get out of the housework, but not Mr. Drnovsek.
During the weekends, are you here a lot by yourself? Do you just sit in the garden and read, or how do you like to spend your spare time?
I write a lot.
Right. Okay.
So I'm sitting at my computer.
Okay.
I'm cleaning the house when I have to.
Right.
I do everything for myself, cooking and so.
Right.
I do ironing my shirts.
Okay. That's right. The president doesn't have any help. He does everything himself. He does his own cooking, his own ironing, all the tasks yourself. How do you find time to do all that if you're also meant to be the head of state? Some people would say that's very time-consuming.
There are many things that heads of states do, but it's not really necessary to do. So if one wants, can find the time for this kind of thing. And I think it's good to have a balance in life. I was in this. I was also all the time in sessions, some kind of protocol activities. So if you want, you can have this from early morning till late evening, every day, including Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. And some people do it. And also I did it for some time. But then you find out, is it really so necessary? In many cases, politicians meet politicians, making each other more important, but no results. So if you really look at the activities and ask yourself, is this indispensable or not, then you will make a selection very quickly.
And yet, it would be wrong to imagine that President Drnovsek has divorced himself from the outside world. In fact, he worries about it a lot. He thinks he has some radical answers to its problems. If only we were prepared to listen.